So, welcome to the Uncommon Talks by Pushkar and Johnny.
Welcome to Uncommon Talks. Today we have our guest, Mr. Rex. He's a corporate coach and he has experience in various industries. He has worked for Tata, he has worked for Viacom, he is a musician, and also, along with that, he's a corporate coach. He basically consults and trains employees, leaders, directors. So he has trained me also for my workplace, and that was fantastic experience overall. And I thoroughly enjoyed every moment because it was time for us, even though we were on digital platforms. It was a good bonding session for us. We learned a lot about how to do our jobs, how to be good at what we are doing, and in general also. So he taught us a lot. So yeah, Rex. So you can give your brief to them.
Awesome. I think Janendra, that helps in what you said. But let's keep it a little more candid because I think a lot of us, I think a lot of people that I know have already joined in. Uh, Same folks like how we've interacted earlier, say during our
Right.
sessions, right? Uh, but it's been an awesome ride, man. I mean, let's put it that way. Working in the corporate, working with different clients, has been amazing. In fact, when you just told me, to come to your podcast and talk about how it is to work, say in a corporate, or how do you grow in a corporate, or for that matter, how do you thrive in a corporate, right? That's what we're looking at, right? But
Right.
but it's been a fabulous journey. It's been about 8 years that working in the corporate, working and training a lot of people, a lot of leaders. I see a lot of my trainees already who joined the call. Training from say first time managers to directors and amazing time, man. I mean, amazing corporate life, amazing time training these people and learning a lot. I mean, let's say this at the end of it, it's we're still learning and so much to learn, man. In fact, even from your batch, I remember when we had our sessions,
Yes.
I picked up so many learning nuggets from you guys, man. In fact, the way you started your own podcast, I really brilliantly made. I mean, really, for the ones who've joined, please subscribe to Janendra's podcast and his channel. I'm sure you'll get something really, really relatable and something to munch on. Yeah,
Yes, thank you. And thank you for promoting me at that time during the sessions.
absolutely.
I just wanted to ask that जो आपका shift हुआ है ना, like you are into music also and you are into corporate world also. So what is that?
So shift नहीं बोल सकते. Let's put it this way. I'm still as much as a musician as I am as a coach or a leadership coach, right? And I do both simultaneously, and I love both. Uh, you can just say that it's a part of what I do. In fact, music is something that keeps me going. Composing new music or composing a piece of melody, something of that sort keeps me going. Apart from just the leadership coaching bit of it. In fact, there is no transition, Janendra, as such. So there is no transition from music or I've put music at a back seat and then I've moved towards corporate training of that sort. In fact, music still plays a major role in my life and with my trainees also. And that's like an icebreaker for me when I connect with most of my trainees in sessions. I start with how many of you are musicians or how many of you play an instrument. That gives me a start as an icebreaker also. So no transition as such, but glad that you asked. It's still a part of me as much as I'm doing my corporate gigs. Yeah.
Okay. So I read in your profile that you also worked
Hmm.
for Viacom.
So I didn't work there, by the way. I was a part of a reality show. If you see that, I've put some pictures. It's called The Stage. And that was an amazing experience, man. I mean, that was a reality show with people from all around India. And I think Stage is the only Indian English singing competition. There was Vishal Dadlani, there was Devraj Sanyal, Monica Dogra, Yashan Urani, Shibani Dandekar. So all of these guys together, and what a brilliant experience, man. I mean, you had India's finest English singing talent,
Right.
and all professional singers. By the way, I was the only one with a full time corporate job while I was, you know, doing that show. So it was good to see my corporate audience also, sending me texts and all. Rex, good to see you there. And we just saw you on TV and things of that sort. So thankfully, I made it to the top 13 in that show. A lot of
Okay.
auditions, a lot of rounds, and all of that. But what an experience, man! It has been really
Yeah.
good. In fact, when I coach
Yeah.
people, I do bring that also as a topic, and we do speak about that.
So it's a
Yeah.
follow-up on the same thing that
Hmm.
you said that you were juggling between your corporate job and you were also with the stage team,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So how was that hustle?
You rightly said it's a hustle. It's not as straightforward. But sometimes you need to give yourself that break. Try something new. In fact, that's what I would urge the others also, the ones who are listening to this later. Try something new, man. Apart from normal corporate gigs that you do, have a side hustle, right? Like something that you have, Jainendra. By the way, you this is your side hustle, I believe, or your main hustle. I don't know, but no, but have a side hustle and do things like that, and that is what you do. You try juggling things. You have a corporate career. You know that you need to give those sessions. You need to work in a corporate. You're responsible for something. You're accountable for something. You need to report to somebody. Apart from that, you're also focusing more on your hobbies and things that you do apart from that. So I think it's a juggle. Rightly you said it's a hustle that we do, and I've been doing that ever since.
Let's make it very simple for people. ये जो corporate consultant है, ये जो
Hmm.
word है, इसका मतलब क्या है?
So when you say corporate consultant, let me put it this way: it is more of, say, performance consulting. Yeah, uh, that is one area. Now we also look at leadership consulting because corporate तो बहुत बड़ा field हो गया ना. Because when you say corporate, it's
Right.
like everything under that banner, right? But what
Exactly.
exactly under that banner? We look at, say, leadership consulting. We look at performance coaching, right? So that is what I do, and just to ensure that people reach their potential without any gyanbazi. So what happens is you hear a lot of motivational speakers, which is good. I mean, a lot of us do need motivational speakers now and then. I listen to a lot of motivation stuff. But at the end of it, if you need to produce results, you need some frameworks, right? You need things
Exactly.
that people have tried earlier and have failed. So either that could work or either you could fail. At least you know how that's going to pan out. So as a corporate coach, if I have to define that, we as coaches or we as leadership consultants or as corporate consultants, we help people achieve their potential, but we also help them measure it, right? It's not just at the end leaving it a fag end, wherein बहुत बढ़िया करते रहो, you're doing well, don't worry, I'm there. That's okay, that's motivation.
Right.
But you have something to fall back on.
I believe that motivation, it is a temporary thing.
You're right. You're right. Motivation comes and goes. In fact, you need somebody to, or you need an anchor. Let me put it that way. In our space, we do use this term of anchoring as a concept. You need an anchor. You need something that will not move, that will not shake, so that your motivation comes from that area regularly. Otherwise, you'll have to keep shifting your anchors. If you keep shifting your anchors, what happens
Right.
is you're not sure which anchor is going to stick around. For example, for some people it is their education background. If you've come from a top tier college, that's your anchor. So everything you talk will anchor towards your pedigree, will anchor towards your
Hmm.
Ivy League education, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if that college or that university is not that great and you have something better than that, now that anchor is weak. So your motivation that you already had earlier,
Yeah.
starting that, oh, I come from an Ivy League. One second, that Ivy League is no longer an Ivy. Now you have better colleges than that. Now your anchor is, somewhere at a shaky ground. So you would not be that confident or motivated, right? In our
Hmm.
sense. So
Exactly.
when you say corporate or when you say motivation here, you need that strong anchor. And anchoring is a concept of its own in leadership, right? You need something that would never change. And that could be anything. For some people, it could be religion, right? You come with values, you come with principles. And in fact, that is one of the strongest anchors. If you look psychologically, that's one of the strongest anchors that people come from because that does not change. And some people derive motivation from that. So it makes it more smooth. So I have my anchor from that, my religion or my principles or somebody that you follow, right? Even somebody that you follow could be an anchor. That could be your constant motivation. Your mentor, for that matter, would be your constant motivation. But tomorrow, if your mentor is stuck in a scandal, now you're stuck. Now you need to change your anchor. So anchoring is a concept. Either you hop and skip between anchors or have a fixed anchor, which will help. Sometimes parents are a good anchor. Your parents could be a role model, and you base everything on your parents. So that is something that keeps you going. That's the
And
motivation bit. Yeah.
अगर आपको इसको बहुत सिंपल वर्ड्स में पुट करना है,
एंकरिंग सिंपल है, ऐसे चीज पे ट्रस्ट करो जो चेंज नहीं होगा, वरना आपका मोटिवेशन चेंज होते रहेगा. You'll have to depend on a lot of things to derive your motivation.
ठीक है.
And you don't want to
Okay.
do that. आपको ऐसा कोई चीज चाहिए जो unchanging हो. That's why motivation is definitely intrinsic. अंदर से आता है. वो अंदर से आता है मतलब क्या? So अंदर से मतलब कहाँ से? It has to come from a source, right? It is psychological. When I say psychological means from where? It has to do with something in which you've put your trust. सबसे ज़्यादा भरोसा किस पे आपको? That's your anchor. So let me flip it that way. Janendra. What's your anchor in this case? What do you think?
My anchor would be like what is our mission and vision for this podcast. So that is just to inspire people or to bring knowledge or different stories on the table.
Excellent.
Every
Or from where do you get your motivation to do this?
I really don't know. It is just intuition or a gut feeling kind of thing that I always wanted to inspire people through anything. I don't know what, but I wanted to.
Who has inspired you last?
You did, and a lot of people I've talked to. Some people are dealing with mental health, some are dealing with loss, some are dealing with something, some have started new things without any privileges or anything else. So those kind of people inspire me a lot.
Excellent. So see, you have your anchors in all of these places, and that's brilliant. I mean, you're putting your anchors in a lot of places. So motivation तो रहेगा ही कहीं ना कहीं से. Instead of putting it in one place, and that could shift. So that's how we look at, say, motivation in that sense.
And what qualities or traits should a corporate coach have, according to you, to transform a leader or a employee? Because उनका जो nature होता है, right? You have a working style, you have a nature, you have a habit. उसको जो transform करने के लिए चाहिए होता है. What is that one thing or two things, whatever it is? What traits क्या है?
Now, what I do, I'll tell you. When I work with, say, a leader, and a leader says that I want to change, that's 90% of my job done because the leader wants to change. Abhi, if somebody wants to change, that person already has the intrinsic motivation needed. वो motivation है उसको कि change करना है. So all I can do is give him different avenues. ये try करो, ये apply करो. Let's have a result. Let's follow up. Correct? That's simple.
Correct.
The question is, what if it's forced? What if it's like इसको change करो? What if my client tells me ये 4 लोग हैं, इनको आपको change करना है? You need to transform these people. Now my work becomes really difficult, and that is where the real skills that you're talking about. What are those skills that you need as a corporate coach, as a leadership coach that would help? One is you really need to be real and genuine that you don't have the answers, because that's the truth. You don't have the answers when you work with a lot of people. Everybody has a lot of, so it's like बहुत सारे variables है, or you have a lot of different personality facets. The question is you should be open to working with different personality facets. Otherwise क्या होगा? You'll use a same model, a same formula for everybody, and it will not work because humans are different. You can't standardize an approach. One, I need to be open first of all as a coach to try out different ways to approach a problem. That's number one. Second, I really need to be truthful. When I say truthful both to myself and to the person that I'm coaching, that this is white, this is black. This is the gray area that we need to solve. If I do not focus on, those areas, just try to save myself by saying, I'll just take care of some easy things that can be solved so that मेरा भी काम होता है, आपका भी काम होता है. But I need to pinpoint those right areas where that development is needed. So I need to be truthful. One, you're being genuine, you're being open to different ways to approach. Second, you need to be truthful with yourself, with your client, right? The other is, and that's something that's really personal to me, and I would definitely relate to, is more than delivering a session, I would want to inspire. Because I remember when you were in a batch, I did deliver a session, right? In fact, we had multiple sessions. But the intent here was not to, deliver the session and the content. The intent was that I would want to inspire the person who's listening to me. So as a coach, the quality that you would possess is to inspire action.
अगर ऐसा कोई सिचुएशन आता है जहाँ पे एम्प्लॉय अनहैप्पी है, have you faced anything like that? तो उसका सॉल्यूशन क्या रहा है?
See, that's again a very big problem. When you say employee is unhappy, I would also want to understand what is making that employee unhappy. Like, kya hai? What's the scene? Is it long working hours? If it's long working hours, definitely that's a policy related challenge, right? In fact, Janendra, now the working hours are reducing and there's a blur because most of them are working from home. Currently, I'll tell you, let me give you a current example. What's the current thing that's keeping people unhappy? Is that there is no boundary between work life and normal life. Everyone's working from their own study rooms, from their own bedrooms, from their living rooms, from their kitchens, wherever. And there is no boundary between that and your work life. Now, if I need to address that challenge, if I look at how do you maintain that balance, the answer is very simple, but a lot of people will not want to take that step, is to be assertive with your client by saying, I end my job at 6 or I end my job at 7. Why people are not assertive? And I'll tell you, this is where it comes why they're not happy. Is there is insecurity. उनको लगता है अगर मैं बोलता हूँ कि नहीं मैं 6 बजे खत्म करूँगा जॉब, what if my manager thinks I'm not competent enough? What my manager thinks I'm not what do you call helpful? कंपनी को जरूरत है बट आई एम नॉट हेल्पफुल. व्हाट इफ माय मैनेजर थिंक्स दैट oh this person is not accommodating. इसको मैंने एक ही दिन बोला है कि come on can you work for 2 hours extra 3 hours extra, that person is not working. You and I as employees we feel insecure thinking कि अगर ऐसे होगा and if my employer thinks that way it's a problem, so I'll keep shut. I'll not tell that there's a problem. That is the problem. Being more assertive by saying this is when I end. In fact, you are creating that boundary, which would definitely help. Rather than shying away from that boundary. If you shy away from that boundary, it's a place of no return. Then you can be exploited easily.
It is easier said than done because people do have insecurities. People do have fear of losing job or maybe any kind of appreciation, recognition by their boss. Let's say example, मेरे friend को ही करना है. He's working long hours. Officially 9 to 6.
Okay.
What working for a month हो गया उसे अब he's working 12 hours 15 hours and then he has to travel also, then he has to come back again next day in the morning. Then what should he do?
Good you brought this topic up, Janendra. In fact, interesting to know this. I wish जब मैं fresher था someone would have told me this कि you can set boundaries. I wish कोई मुझे तभी बोलता है ऐसे. You're a fresher, it's okay if you tell them that you need to set boundaries. It's okay if you raise concerns with mental health. It's okay if you raise concerns with fatigue. थक रहा हूँ यार मैं, नहीं हो रहा है मेरे से काम. काश मेरे को कोई when I was a fresher, काश कोई ऐसे बोलता. But no one did tell me this. We learnt it over the years. Today, when I have a session with freshers, in fact with you guys, when we can tell you directly. Tell it to your employer. Tell it to your manager. The problem is we don't. Insecurity क्यों है पता है क्या? Correct. Our parents have worked in a babu culture. It's a babu culture, right? एक boss होगा, उसके नीचे manager, ये लोग होंगे, उसके नीचे लोग होंगे. Typical hierarchy system. And the boss is always right. That's called babu culture. That's a culture that was there long before. Our parents, yours, mine, our parents lived in that. They worked in that. So today, if you tell your parents that, मेरे को job अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, I'm moving to another organization, they would be shocked. They'll be, कितने महीने हो गए तेरे को? They'll be like 4 महीने हो गए. You still want to move? It's just 4 months. We worked for 40 years in an organization. So what's happening is here, you're being shaped differently, right? You're living in this century, but your thinking is being shaped by another time zone or timeline. So obviously there'll be a problem. You definitely need somebody to tell you things that are happening in this timeline. If you say that I've been working long hours, I've been traveling here and there, then I come back home, I've been working for 12 hours, फिर भी आप मेरे को बोल रहे हो कि नहीं, you work for 14 hours at work. Then you start thinking about your parents. My parents did it for 20 years, 25 years. That was a different time zone, a different timeline, different industries. I mean, now people earn money by walking dogs, man. I mean, you get it. So, there are different ways to earn. You do a vlog, show about the things that are happening at home, you get money. So there are different jobs. There are different gigs. There are different times. Having that mentality will definitely ruin you. So I think, Janendra, your point is, I think that was answered well and referred to, because you can tell your employer directly that, boss, it's affecting either mentally, either physically or whatever. But as a fresher, in fact, if freshers are listening to this later on your podcast, let them get this. I mean, it's okay if you tell your employer. I wish, when I was a fresher, someone told me that.
What are the biggest challenges you face while doing your job?
Biggest challenges would be client expectations. Because sometimes they would want the stars, the moon, but the way they explain what they need, it would not sound like they want that. So it's very difficult for us to understand the client expectations. Because sometimes it's like, itna paisa mein itna hi milega. How do you convince that to the client?
Because it's a service.
Correct. But I wish everyone was that matured in understanding that, that's what you pay for this service. But a lot of them have our common mentality. I want more by paying less. And if I want that, that's when I'll give you more business. So you tell me, do you want more business? Then I'll pay less, but I want more service done. And at the other hand, that sounds like a challenge, right? Because on the other hand, you also want more business coming your way, but you can't afford to, work at a low cost. So how do you manage that? I think that's a challenge, by the way. When you asked me, that is a bigger one.
So do you play it back to them? Do you put it back to them? Like, you pay me more and I'll give you more in that way.
So I really wish it worked that way. So sometimes, you know, depending on the client, depending on the name, that's approaching, you give in to the demands. Sometimes if you think it's going to affect you, like physically and mentally drain you, is it worth the effort? And that's when, you can upfront deny. That is challenging again, because you asked me, what's the biggest challenge? That's a challenge. And, I still battle with it. It's not a normal one. Yeah.